Okay, moving on. We got the tag team title match. Team Hell No defending against the team of Dolph Ziggler and Big E Langston, presumably with AJ Lee in their corner. I actually want to see this. I do want to see this match. The tag team titles, similar to the Intercontinental title, their status has kind of dropped recently because it's like the WWE just stopped really caring all that much about it by having Team Hell No just beat everybody, and not really doing much with any other tag team. So the actual prestige of the titles have gone down. Plus, they still look like pennies. So there's that. But I think this really has potential to be a really good match. Dolph Ziggler and Daniel Bryan, they've faced many times before in the past, and they can go in the ring. I mean, those two can put on some really awesome stuff inside the ring. Kane and Big E Langston, that's a big power match right there. And when Langston did... If y'all heard that, that was my phone. My phone's a lightsaber. Anyway, Big E Langston, what he did to Kane this past Monday, I mean, he just ran over that guy. I mean, I was right here watching, I was like, oh! Like, I'm really excited to see Big E Langston in the ring. I talked about how Fandango's debuting at WrestleMania. So is Big E Langston. We've never seen him in the actual... I don't think we've actually seen him in an actual match yet. So, WrestleMania 29 will also have the debut of Big E Langston in the ring in the WWE. I'm not talking NXT or I'm talking like the actual Raw, SmackDown pay-per-view. We've never seen Big E Langston wrestle, so to see him debut virtually pretty much at WrestleMania, that'll be really awesome. And I'm really looking forward to seeing the interaction between Daniel Bryan and Dolph Ziggler inside the ring. And the tag team titles are being defended in the big time match at WrestleMania, which is good for the tag titles. In fact, WrestleMania 26, yeah, was the last time they were defended, but that match was like 3 minutes, So hopefully we can have a really good match here. They give it time. They put it just right on the card. It could really work out great for everybody involved. It's also interesting to know that Kane and Daniel Bryan were both involved with AJ last year. So to see a year later where they are now, it's kind of cool. And I wonder if that's going to play into anything at all. Who do I think needs the win? Team Hell No's been fun and all. Seeing them as the tag champs has been great. But it's time for a changing of the guard. I do think Dolph Ziggler and Big E Langston need this win. Dolph Ziggler just needs a win. He's not really much of a threat when you keep having him lose on Monday Night Raw. Yeah, he's Money in the Bank champion, Money in the Bank briefcase holder, which will he cash in at WrestleMania? Will he cash in? Interesting to think about. He might. He just might. But anyway, I really do think Dolph Ziggler can benefit from this win. A big time WrestleMania win, plus getting a tag team title, while still being Money in the Bank holder, while dating AJ Lee, you lucky son of a... Anyway, so, yeah, Ziggler, Langston, and Langston, Big E Langston, him winning his first match at WrestleMania, winning the tag title, that's going to do wonders for him. I really do think Ziggler and Langston need this win more, but who I actually think will win, knowing WWE, it will not surprise me if Team Hell No actually ends up winning. Now, I like Team Hell No. I do. But I really want to see Ziggler and Langston take this win. And I really hope they win, but I just got this feeling inside of me that Hell No is going to take it. So, that's that. Alright, now we're moving on to the 6-man tag team match. Sheamus, Big Show, Randy Orton versus The Shield. Now, I want to say this about the Shield. I think the Shield is proof, definite proof, that the WWE actually learns from their mistakes. What do I mean by this? Okay. More specifically, WWE has learned from the Nexus screw up. Think about it. They both debuted in similar ways. Nexus came on the scene and they totally ran roughshod. They destroyed Raw. They took out anyone in their path. Shield's kind of done the same thing. Yet when it mattered, the Nexus bombed. The Nexus failed. I'm talking SummerSlam 2010 when the Nexus faced Team WWE, that elimination match. Nexus needed to win to further prove that, hey, these guys, they got a tight grip on WWE and they ain't letting go. But no, Super Cena won for his team, and Nexus was from there on. They just went downhill from there. But the Shield, having them, they've been, you can't argue with success. They won at TLC. They won at Elimination Chamber, a match I think people thought they would lose at Elimination Chamber, but they won at Chamber. WWE is doing a great job with the Shield, really establishing them as credible threats. And Dean Ambrose, Seth Rollins, and Roman Reigns are really starting to get over as dominant heels, I think. And just to see Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins do so well in WWE is really awesome. Roman Reigns, I guess you're pretty cool too, but yeah. Now as for the match, the WrestleMania match, the Shield tag team matches have been pretty good, have been really fun to watch. So I expect this one to be the same. You know, it's fun to watch, a good match. The Shield, obviously, I think needs to win because, again, we're back to Nexus versus Team WWE. You know, WrestleMania, big time, big show, big atmosphere. They win this match, it could be the biggest win of their careers thus far. To beat 3 of the top faces in the company on the grandest stage will do wonders for Rollins, Ambrose, and Reigns. They need this win for the sake of the future of the WWE. I can't believe I just said that, but yeah, because if they win, that's going to just further build up these 3 as real credible threats and real credible stars, real credible future stars. I really think that's the direction they need to go. Knowing WWE, I mean, you never know when it comes to these big factions. I mean, they do well at first, and then they'll do something, and they'll just fall off track, and they will never come back. Holy crap, that rhymed. Anyway, so I want to say they still have learnt from the Nexus, and they're going to have Shield win this Sunday. But there's always going to be a little bit of doubt inside of me, much like Team Hell No and Ziggler and Langston. There's going to be that doubt inside of me the entire time I'm watching, thinking, oh no, they're not going to let the right people win. They're not going to let the right guys win. So Shield needs to win. You know what? Shield's going to win. That's my prediction. Shield will win. That's my prediction. Here we go. Alright, moving on, we got Alberto Del Rio versus Jack Swagger for the World Heavyweight Championship. Now I gotta say, me, a few friends, and my dad, we went to Elimination Chamber back in New Orleans in February. And we were all anticipating either Randy Orton or Chris Jericho to win that thing. So when Jack Swagger won it, we were like, what the heck just happened? And we were intrigued, and I was intrigued by it. I was a little upset because I was like, huh? You letting Jack Swagger win? Why? Are you having Sheamus and John Cena at TLC 2009 again? Where you put some guy that nobody really cares about versus... You know, it was crazy. But I'll say this. They really are trying, I think, Swagger and Zev Coulter. I think they really are trying to get under the skin of people with this whole, you know, uber conservative America gimmick they're going for versus Del Rio. I mean, the story kind of writes itself, really. I can understand why some might feel offended by it, but, well, if you want to talk about offensive storylines, we're getting there in a little bit. But, yeah, I think this actually has been a pretty well-built storyline, you know, and especially what happened this past Monday. I really think people want to see Del Rio just beat the crap out of Swagger. So, I do think this is going to be a pretty good match. I hope it is. Because I really like Del Rio. Swagger, you know, it's hard for me to say that I'm a fan of a guy when WWE doesn't give me a reason to be a fan of the guy. You know? Like, I know Swagger is a really good technical wrestler. He has an amateur wrestling background to him. I know Swagger can go in the ring. It's just that WWE, for whatever reason, they just don't give you a reason to care about the guy. Then all of a sudden they throw him into the spotlight, hoping it sticks, hoping it works. And I hate to keep going back to this example, but they tried it with Sheamus in TLC 2009, and it did not work. Granted, Sheamus is now one of the biggest stars in the company, but Sheamus was able to, I think Sheamus was able to do that for himself. Plus, the company actually took time to build him up. Swagger, you know, he had that run with the title a couple years ago. Of course, that bombed. So here we are again, try number 2. You know, it's rare for people in... Wow. My lightsaber is going crazy. Anyway, you know, it's rare for people in the WWE to get a second chance. You know, and I'm not like, I'm glad that we're getting something different. Okay, I'm glad we're not just seeing, you know, Del Rio versus, I don't know, Orton for the title. And God knows we had, you know, we've seen that before. Or we're not seeing like Del Rio versus Sheamus yet again. You know, I'm glad we're getting something new. It's just, it has to make sense. You know, it has to be someone that, like, if you're going to throw a new guy into the title picture, they have to be credible. They have to be built up and established first. You know, like, for example, here, this first thing came to my head. Maybe because I'm watching TNA right now. But if you don't like TNA, just bear with me here. In TNA Wrestling, they have Austin Aries, who is one of the greatest wrestlers around right now. He was in the X division, like their cruiserweight division, and he made a name for himself there. He was dominant. He won the X division title, and he said in an interview, "Yeah, this is cool and all, but I want to keep rising. I want to keep going. I want more. I want more." And he just kept saying how he wanted more. He wanted, eventually he wanted a shot for the World Heavyweight title, to which he got and won the World title. But my point is, he was already a well-built, established character, a well-built, established star that the fans cared about. And when he said, "Hey, I want a shot at the World title," people were like, "Okay, I could buy this guy wanting a shot at the World title." It's not just like, you know, WWE just pops something out of thin air and hope it sticks, hope it stays. They actually built this guy up time, and now Austin Aries is ridiculously over. He's crazy. It's awesome. And they just haven't done that with Swagger. It really feels like they just picked him out of nowhere, and bam, now he's facing Del Rio for the world title at WrestleMania. So, when it comes to who needs the win, of course, Swagger winning the title will help him tremendously. You know, he beats Del Rio. He gets to brag about how, you know, he gets to further build this whole Jack Swagger's America character. You know, this whole America's awesome, Mexico's whatever, illegal immigrants, whatever storyline. You know, he gets to further establish that, and of course, and that can help him. Him being the champion can help establish the fact that, okay, maybe this guy does deserve to hang. Maybe this guy, maybe, you know, because Coulter and Swagger, some of the things they say, yeah, that's kind of the heat magnet right there. So Swagger needs to win more. Is he going to win? No one in WWE. Del Rio's going to win. Swagger, I think, could use the win more, but Del Rio's going to win the match. That's what I'm saying. So, yeah.